Hello, this is Christopher Wright, your financial counsel specialist, and we're continuing our discussion on the 5 factors that determine your credit score and how to legally manipulate them. We've already discussed your payment history was 30%. Then we went to your debt credit ratio was 30%. Payment history was 35%. Now we come to the third factor, the age of your credit accounts within your credit file, which accounts for 15% of your credit score. Your length of your credit file, more specifically, the length of time accounts have been on your file, the age of your oldest account, and the average age of all your accounts on your file together. The concept is fairly simple. The longer an account has been on your file, the longer you've been managing your credit, hopefully wisely. That's why you throw off red flags if you're, say, 35 years old with no credit. 18, maybe a potential creditor can understand that because you're just starting off in life and you won't have had a chance to establish a credit. But otherwise, you're 35 and no credit. What have you been doing all this time? So, I must give this warning. The following is provided for informational purposes only because it does have the potential for abuse. Okay, let's say for some strange reason you have no or very little credit history. Here's a possible solution. Piggybacking. Sometimes the following happens as an innocent side effect, such as the parent putting one of the children on their account. Other times, this method helps to add accounts with years of payment histories to your credit file, thereby helping your credit score. Of course, it assumes that the history you'll be obtaining is a good history. It wouldn't do much good to obtain a history with multiple 30-day late payments. Kind of defeats the purpose. If you must use the account, be sure that the delinquent marks are at least 18 to 24 months old. Anything less will hurt your credit score. This is how the technique works. And I'm going to make an adjustment to this after I say the statement. Find someone, an aunt, brother, etc., to add you to their account as an authorized user or secondary card holder. In order for this to work, the application must request your social security number. If it doesn't, then the history you're trying to acquire of that account may not transfer to your credit file. This is one of the strategies undercover law enforcement agencies use to make their agents reports and records appear longer, at least in time, than they actually are. One other thing to watch out for when doing this tactic: make sure you're not listed on the account as a joint user or anything similar, because the difference is major. An authorized user is allowed to use the card and gets the account history added to the file. A joint user has the same usage privileges, but is also responsible for the debt. And what this means is a creditor can attempt to collect from you if they are unable to collect from the original card holder, so be very careful. And now a little caveat to this. In 2008, I think FICO began to catch on to some of these I guess scam artists is the only way you can name it, call it. You had some companies who were actually selling credit accounts to people, or credit lines rather. In other words, they were advertising, saying that they would put you on their card as an authorized user, thereby you obtaining their credit history, improving your score. So FICO has caught on to that, and they've changed their algorithm, which they use to determine your score, to try to account for this. But from looking at the press release and everything, your spouse should be still safe, and I'm assuming your immediate family members. such as your son or your daughter. Beyond that, it's really only time will be able to tell. It's still an effective strategy, and I imagine it wouldn't be hard to kind of have your computer search your database for footprints. Sort of like if you've ever done in SEO, what they call search engine optimization, they can set up their database to be searched for certain parameters. Say if I had a card and all of a sudden they see 4 different people who I've authorized to use my card within the same year, that may throw off red flags. So I don't know exactly what they would do, but I would imagine it would be something along those lines. So your spouse is definitely safe, and I would assume your immediate family, your sons and daughters, will be safe too. So just be very careful. And as I said, all of this comes from the subprime real estate financing fallout, is making everybody be a little more careful.